Well, hello everyone. Today is Wednesday and it is time for our free virtual card class. I'm so glad you all could join me today. I hope you really enjoyed the cards that I have for you today. I'm just trying to get finished setting up here. Sorry. All right. Well, we are going to have a lot of fun today. Just wanted to thank you for coming and enjoying this card class with me. Just a couple things that are going to be new when you see my posts. When you see my posts for my card classes, all the links are going to be now in the comment section. Facebook is doing something funky, and I need to have my links in the comment section. So you will find all the sign-ups for that in the post in the comment section. But in the meantime, please be sure to check out my website, lovedbyhimdesigns.com. Also, this is the link here for my store, Sherry Ozicki at stampinup.net. And when you do place an order, here's the host code. So I will show this again at the end of the video. We are going to be using the Perched in a Tree stamp set. I really like this stamp set. I think it's just really pretty. I love this little bird. I think he's so cute. So let's see here. So this is a class that you can get for free. When you place an order in my store for $35 or more, you will get the kit. This is what a kit will look like when you get it. It's all packaged up. You will have the envelopes to go with the cards. You will also get a printed out copy of a tutorial with pictures and simple directions on how to create the beautiful cards. So let me just pull all this out, and we will start with our first card. Let me just put all our supplies on the side. So our first card, we're going to be using this Wild Wheat cardstock. So again, in the tutorials, you'll have all the dimensions for everything. You'll have all the measurements. So we're just going to take our cardstock and simply fold this in half. I do have some really fun classes to show you a little bit into the video of some upcoming classes. You'll be sure to want to check those out. All right, so here we have our cardstock. It's just simply folded in half. Now we're going to grab our paper trimmer because we want to trim this front part down just a bit. Let me find my measurement for that. All right, we are going to cut that down. And I don't have that one written down. Hang on one second. Oh, here it is. We are going to cut off, let's see, trim card, about 1.5 inches, or 1.25 inches, I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to go to the 1.25 inch mark. We'll do it. I guess it doesn't matter which way we do it. 1.25 inches. Right about there, and we're going to trim that. Put this on the side. You can always use it for something. Now we're going to create the front portion of our card. So I have this designer series paper. This is from the Gone Fishing designer series paper. I'm not using the fish this time. So what I want to do is I want to glue these two pieces together. So we'll start with that. This is going to be the front of our card. So we'll just line these up, just like that. And now I want to use this as the front part of my card. So I'm going to grab my adhesive. We'll put some Stampin' Seal right here on the front. Now to get this lined up so it makes the full width of the card, we're just going to push this into the crease and press down. So there's the front of our card. fantastic. All right, so what we are, oh, yeah, you know what? No, that's not what we're doing. Oh my Lord. It is a Wednesday, let me tell you. Let's just take this off. No harm, no foul. This is what I needed to put down first. Good gravy. It has been a Wednesday, let me tell you. Been trying to work on things for the studio. So my mind's been a little scattered with that. All right, so let's try this again. We're going to line that up and push it down. There we go, much better. It has been a day, let me tell you. All right, so then we are going to take our ribbon, and this is the textured ribbon. So this is the wild wheat, and we're going to take that and go under the card, under the middle of the card. We're going to tie a bow. So let's make sure that's straight. So we don't want it twisted. There we go, and we will tie a bow. Move this up, so it's right about here. All right, there we go. And we'll just trim this off. Perfect. All right. So once everything's together, we can always trim this bow down a little bit. It seems a little big. So we will trim that after we get everything else on. All right, so then I had gone and I already die cut out a tag, and this is from the Nested Essentials. So I already cut that out. So we are going to stamp our bird on there. So let's see which bird. Let's see, we're going to grab this and lay him down. We're going to be using him a couple times. I just think he's really cute. All right, so we will use the pecan pie. And I could have sworn I had a piece of extra, very vanilla. I need to stamp him on very vanilla. There we go. We'll just stamp him down. We are going to color him in. Clean him off a little bit. There we go. We're just going to keep him on because we're going to use him for another project. So what we will do now is we will take one of our Stampin' Blends, and we're just going to color him in a little bit. Don't need a whole lot of color. Now I'm going to use one of my blender pens. These are wonderful. If you haven't used these yet, you really should. So what I do is I squeeze the pad together, and then I just pick up a little bit of the ink. And we're just going to pull in some of this color. We don't need a lot. The marker itself is going to pick up some of the ink from the stamped image. There we go. And then to clean these, all you do is take it and rub it on some clean scrap paper. All right. Put that on the side, and we are going to cut him out. Takes just a little bit to cut out. There is not a die for this. So we're going to fussy cut our little bird. And when you're cutting, you want to leave a little bit of a border. don't want to cut on the line, because in case you cut into the line, your little bird's going to look a little funny. Always turn your paper, try not to turn your scissors a whole lot. If you find you need to trim a little bit more of the paper, you can go ahead and do that. Now with these feathers, I'm not going to cut into each individual one. You could if you wanted to. There we go. So we have that. Now we're going to stamp on our label. So I need to grab my branch, and we will do him in Mossy Meadow. Just ink that up, put our image right about there. You want to have a piece of scrap paper because you're not using the whole image. Clean that off. And then we're going to take that brush again, and we're just going to pull in some of the green. Now, if you're stamping in the black, you do not need to worry about it pulling in. It will not pull in the black. To stamp our sentiment, and our sentiment, let's see here, wishing you abundant joy and peace. And there's the old olive again, or the Mossy Meadow. Stamp that down just like that. Let's put this all together. So I do want to add just a little bit of glue here to hold that down. Flip that over. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's grab some dimensionals. There we go. And more. And we'll put this right on the side here, just like that. We're going to line it up with the colored paper. And we'll grab just a dimensional and a little adhesive, because he's going to be attached to this a little bit. So we're going to tuck him in. Definitely need to trim our bow. Whoop, goodness. All right, let's trim our bow because that is too long. All right, and we'll tuck this under him. And here is our first card, but we need to add some glue. We're not done yet. So let's grab, let's see here. These are the glossy dot in colors. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these and we'll sprinkle some on. Come on. Ooh, some of these are a little sticky. And we'll grab a large one. I'll put that right there. All right, so here is our first card. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's move that on the side. And we will move on to our second card. But before we do that, I just want to show you what the monthly card club looks like for this month. So for $39, there is a card club. and it's every month, and we are going to be working with the Earthen Essentials. I believe that's what it's called. So these are the cards we are going to be making. Aren't these awesome? These are so cool. So $39, excuse me, gets you all the supplies to make a total of 8 cards. You will get just over $30 in product in this month's class, all brand new product, and you will have plenty left over to create a ton of other projects with it. So it is really a good deal. All right, so card number 2. This one is a fun fold. I know you will enjoy this one. This one does have a few pieces. So with this one, this is a card where we are going to do some scoring. So let me get my score tool here. And we are going to score at 4 1/4. Oh, I need to pull this out. So we are going to score at 4 1/4. So line that up. And I don't want to use my cutting blade because that could be bad. So 4 1/4, and then we're going to go to 5 1/2. And then we are going to go to 6 3/4. So right about there. All right. So then what we are going, oh, and this is an odd shape. So we are going 11 by 5 1/2. So it is a little different size than what you're used to. So we're just going to fold and fold back. Get these down there. So let's see here. All right. So this is how the card is going to fold. Going to have a little pop-up in the center. So let's start in the inside of the card. So again, I'm still using that same Gone Fishing paper. See the little fish? So I like this denim type look. So we're going to glue that to the inside of our card. Right in the center. And then, seeing as you can't really write anything on here and see it, we're just going to add a little bit of this very vanilla cardstock. Put a piece right about here. We're going to go all the way up to the top of that designer paper. All right. So then what we're going to do is we'll come back to this part. Let's get the front done. So now in the front, I have more of this designer paper. So I have this, we have some vellum. We'll add the vellum. We have a bunch of these cut out from, this is the Countryside Corners, I believe. So we're going to use, let's see, how many of these are we going to use? We're going to use 3 on the front. And that's for the inside. All right, so let's assemble the front. We'll take our adhesive and we'll put this on first. This is really a cool card. Right in the center, just like that. Then we will take this vellum, and in your kit, everything is already pre-cut. There are no stamped images, so you would have to get your own stamp set or use what you have. Put this right in the center. So it kind of mutes that denim look. Here, and we're going to push this down a little bit. It's just kind of popping up a little too much for me here. There we go. Now we can work with that a little better. All right, so then we are going to take our large image or our large cutout, we're going to use this really pretty ribbon. This is the inner braid ribbon. It is Misty Moonlight, and we're going to wrap this around. So all we're going to do is put it on the front, just like that. We're not going to tie a bow or anything. We are going to put a little adhesive here, little adhesive here, and just fold that over. Just like that. And we'll flip it around and make sure it's even. So just play with that a little bit. Awesome. Now we are going to take our middle piece and put it on some scrap paper. We're going to do some flicking. So we're going to use, what are we going to use? We are going to use some Night of Navy. Let's see, Misty Moonlight. I don't want that one. Night of Navy, where are you? Well, we use the dark Misty Moonlight. I must have the Night of Navy somewhere else. All right, so we're going to take our marker. What you do is you take the tip of the marker and you just flick very gently. You don't want to mess up your tip, so just very gently, just like that. Perfect. Alright, so we need that. Then we want to stamp our sentiment next. So we'll lay our sentiment out and grab our block. And we'll use the Night of Navy. Okay, no matter the season. Nope, this isn't the stamp I wanted. A different one. I wanted to use the Kindness one. Alright, here we go. Your kindness warms my heart. I'm going to put that on the small one. There we go. Alright, just 1 second here. Alright, we'll close this. Alright, so let's start putting everything together. So now we will grab some dimensionals and we'll put them on the back of this. Just like that. Right in the center. There we go. And then we want to attach this layer to this layer. Now you don't want to put your dimensionals right in the center. You want to kind of like straddle the ribbon. So we will put one on each corner, well, corner-ish. So I hope everyone is having a fantastic end of summer. You know, we've had some crazy weather throughout the entire country. It's been kind of crazy. Just going to put this right in the middle. There we go. And then we will grab, this is our 2023-2025 in color jute trim. We're just going to grab the blue and we're going to tie a small bow. And just play with it so you get it to lay how you would like it. And we'll grab our mini glue dots. I'm going to grab two because it's a little thicker. There's one and there's two. And I just want to put that here. And then you can always play with it to get your little bow how you would like it. And then we'll take this and then we will attach it onto here. Now I want to attach it just flat because I don't want to have a ton of bulk. So I'll put some adhesive at the top, at the bottom, and just a little bit in the center. And then we're going to cover up our little glue spots. Just like that. And then let's finish up on the inside of our card. So now we are going to do the same flicking technique that we did with the other layer. I'll grab that same marker and we will flick. Again, you do it very gently. And you could always go through with one color and then you could always flick with another color. So let me show you what that might look like. So let me just grab a lighter color. Let's see, do I want to use this? Sure. You'll get to see that difference, the different shades of blue. There we go. So it gives it just that little bit of difference when you use the two colors. So you can see the dark and you can see the light. But you always want to have scrap paper, otherwise your desk is just going to be completely all messy. So we're just going to put adhesive on the top portion. Lay this flat. And put that on just like that. Now I want to grab our bird stamp and we are going to stamp him in Night of Navy. We're going to cut him out. But before we cut him out, we're going to grab that blender pen again. And we're just going to fill them in a bit. So I'm going to start with the dark and move in so it picks up some of that blue color. And you don't have to do the whole bird, you can just do the highlights of it, you know, where you have the little extra bits of color there. There we go. Alright, maybe I'll grab a little bit of pumpkin pie and we'll give him a little beak and his feet. There we go. So we'll cut him out. Again, it only takes a short time to cut out. Yeah, so I mentioned the studio earlier. The studio is going well. My husband's been working really hard on the drywall. He really does not like doing drywall. So hopefully we will be able, I say we, hopefully he will be able to get the texture done this weekend. And then I can go in and start painting. And then start setting everything else up. So I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to get back to the in-person classes. Just really kind of outgrew the space that I have. I know my husband will be happy when he can get his space back. All right, so we're going to take him and we're just going to put some adhesive on his on the back side here. And we'll put him right on the inside, just on the side. And now let's add some bling. Alright, so we will have, let's add some gray. Now on here there was also the blue, but I've already used that, so we're just going to use what we have here. So my sample card, I believe I have the blue. No, I used the gray. Alright, so here is the second card. Isn't that cute? And a little bird pops up. I think that's really cute. Alright, so there's that one. And we'll go on to our next card. But before we do, I want to show you another class that we have. This is our Inked Botanicals class. And the deadline for this should be coming up really soon. But these are fun cards. So we have a fun fold. And then this is really cute. Aren't these adorable? Love them. I really like this one. I think this one is my favorite. So we're using the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper. And this class is $33, and you will get just over $25 in Stampin' Up product when you purchase this class. So you're going to get a whole lot of stuff with it, a lot of good stuff. So again, look for that in my Facebook, in one of the posts. All right, let's get on to card number 3. So we're going to be using Moody Mauve. I love this paper. I think that is such a pretty paper. I love this color. All right, we're going to fold this in half. Very simple. All right, so then what we will do, excuse me, because this is a darker color, we're going to put a piece of white cardstock on the inside. You can always go ahead and stamp this, but for time's sake, I'm not going to stamp anything on here. All right, then we have some more Designer Series paper, again from that same pack of paper. So don't think just because it's fishing that it's all just for dads and guys and people who like to fish. It has these fabulous flip sides. Love it. All right, so let's lay this flat. And we'll put that just off to the side a little bit. There we go. And I cut a smaller strip. Again, all the dimensions are in the tutorial. You do also have the opportunity to purchase the class. You can purchase it for $30, but you can also get it for free when you place an order for $35. Now, I think free is good, so why not spend $5 extra and get a card kit to go with whatever stamp set you get. All right, so I had already punched out, I think it's a, what is the name of this circle? Designers, I forget. It's a punch that we have. I'm so bad, I can't remember. All right, so we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back. I had remembered it and it just escaped me. So if anybody knows the name of that punch, please type it in the comments. Help me out here. Yeah, so please, if you are on, please put a comment in. Let me know where you are from. And if you could, please share this video. I would really appreciate that. So we're going to use black. And you'll see how the black just does not run. I love it when we color. So take the bird, juice him up. There we go. And we're going to color him and cut him out real quick. That will not take long. So now let's see. Let's find the Moody Mauve. Color that. So again, I'm going to start with the dark side. And this is the light, the Moody Mauve light. You can always use different colors if you don't have the Moody Mauve. I just want little darker sections here, and then I'm going to go back and color him in. And when he dries, everything just all blends together. Love it. So you'll actually see where we did the darker sections here. All right, so let's grab a lighter color to do the top of him. All right, so I'm using the dark petal pink. I have no idea if there's like really a bird that's colored this way. I just thought the colors went pretty together. I saw the really prettiest bird the other day in one of my trees. It was a bright blue body, and then it had like a gray belly, and it was the tiniest little thing. And it just made this little squeak noise. He was really cute. Alright, so he's colored in. I'm going to grab that pumpkin pie again. We'll use the narrower tip. We'll color in some feet. Again, I have no idea if birds are really colored this way. I just thought he was cute. Alright, let's just cut him out real quick. So don't forget, the new mini catalog went live today, so you can start placing your orders through there. There's a lot of awesome stuff in that catalog. Let me tell you, I thought for sure I was gonna have to have everything. There is a lot of Christmas stuff. There's fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. There's just a ton of awesome stamps. And the paper, oh my goodness. Oh, and speaking of paper, so Stampin' Up! Has these online exclusive deals. So it's product that is not in any catalog. They have the product exclusively online. So if you go to my website, the sherryozicki.stampinup.net, you will be able to see all of the online exclusives. There's paper, there's a ton of paper that was just released. There are, oh my gosh. So I'm just going to show you real quick. This little truck. Isn't that adorable? So there's a Stampin' Along, or a Truckin' Along stamp set, and you get a punch. Totally awesome. I'll show you those cards in just a little bit. But that is not in a catalog, so that is an online exclusive. There's just a ton of stuff on that online exclusive. You do not want to miss that. So that released today, so you want to check that out. And while you're checking that out, if you happen to spend $35 worth of stuff through my site, you get this awesome card class for free. Alright, so we're going to stamp that, and that was crooked, so flip it over, and just like that, and we'll cut that up a little bit, make it smaller, because I don't want it so big. And in your kit, you will get a bigger piece of paper like this, so whatever stamp set you have, you can always find it to fit on here. All right, so let's just trim this up a little bit because I don't want it super ginormous. Ginormous, it's a word. Let's see here. Just trim that a little. There we go, perfect. All right, let's finish putting this baby together. So we already have that on there. Let's add our little bird. He is going to lay flat. So we'll just put our little guy right up here. Oh, and we need this part. We have to stamp our branch. He has to sit on something. Just like that. All right, we'll cut this. This takes just like seconds to cut out. So be sure to check out all the upcoming classes. If you'd like early notice as to what classes are coming out, be sure to get on my email list. I send out advance notice of what classes are coming. I am in the process of updating my actual lovbyhimdesigns.com website. I haven't updated that in a while. Things have just gotten kind of away from me. So I will be working on that. So you'll see all the rest of the classes for September before they post on Facebook or even an email. So I'm hoping to have that finished today. All right, so let's glue him on. We'll cut this. And let's grab some of the little dimensions. Let's grab some of those. Flip him over. Yeah, so again, when you go to sign up for any of the classes, if you're going to sign up through Facebook, you'll find all the links in the comment section. Again, Facebook was doing something weird. So let's put him on there, just like that. And some dimensionals on the back of this, our little label, their sentiment. And let's see, this was the good one, this was the yucky one. Okay. Almost there. Come on. Put that here, just like that. Alright, we're still not done. So we need to grab some of this gray ribbon. This is the pebbled path. I'm going to tie a quick bow. This ribbon is really nice for tying bows. And where's our little glue dots? Here, and then this will go right there. I can trim that just a little bit. Get in the bird's head. Alright, so now let's grab some of these really pretty pink dots. Come on. Oh, this humidity. Things are just so sticky. And put one there, and we'll use the big one. Come on. And that'll go there. All right, so here's our third card. Isn't he cute? I love the little bird. So cute. All right, and our last card. But before I show you the last card, I just want to show you the card class that just announced today. It is a Christmas class. We're using that Trucking Along bundle. So we have that card. Isn't that gorgeous? There's another one we're making. And here's this. So we're going to be making that as well. And then you're going to be making some treat bags. Aren't these awesome? So you can put little treats in there, little cookies. I'm going to decorate the bags. So you will get to make a total of 6 cards. So you're going to make 2 of each of these, plus you're going to make 2 bags. And the cost for this class is $39, but you are going to get, looks like $30, just over $30 in Stampin' Up product. Can't go wrong there. So, and that all includes your shipping cost. So that is wonderful. All right, so we have Night of Navy. Just going to take that card stack and fold that in half, just like so. And we have 2 pieces of white cardstock, one of which, this one, the smaller one, will be going on the inside. Again, everything will be pre-cut except for the designer paper. You will cut that on your own. I will give you the dimensions for it. Again, you could go ahead and stamp something on the inside should you choose. Let's work on our front layer. All right, so we have some awesomeness. So here is more of that same designer series paper. So I had taken that paper and I ran it through my Stamp and Emboss machine. I used, which embossing folder did I use? I used the, let's see, what is it called? I just drew a blank again. I can't believe it. I used the Time Worn Type. So I used that, I ran it through. You can't really see it on the camera, but it gives it a texture where it looks like this is definitely like denim. It's really cool. All right, so this will be going in the center here, just like that. We don't want to glue it down just yet. So we have this specialty paper. This is the white centered paper, okay? You will get a piece of this, and what you're going to do is you're just going to tear it. See how it has the white center? You're just going to carefully tear it right down the middle, just like that. So you have the white center, and we want to see that white center. All right, so you're going to put some adhesive on the back side. You're going to lay one of your pieces down, and we're just going to line that up, just like that. And you do the same thing on the flip side. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. You want to make sure that you have the white showing. I'm going to line that up just the same way and right down. Then we will add adhesive on the entire back portion. Ooh, that kind of rips on there, so you don't want to use the Stampin' Seal Plus on this paper, on the white centered paper, because it is so strong and sticky, it will pull it up. All right, so we're going to take this and just put this right in the center of our white. And then we're going to take this really pretty ribbon again. This is the inner braid, I think it's called. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other card. We're just going to put a strip of it across. And we're going to put the adhesive on the back. So we don't want to waste ribbon by going all around it if we don't have to. Adhesive will go just like that. And you just heard my dog. The mailman probably is here, or a leaf blew by. So we'll just straighten that up. Center that. Awesome. And we'll take some dimensionals. And we'll put them on the back corners. Just like that. All right. So is anybody out there still in that hot, sticky weather? Finally here in Wisconsin, the weather cooled down. It's still muggy, but it's cooled down significantly, which I'm loving, loving, loving. All right, so we're just going to put that right in the center. We're going to stamp our sentiment. So let's see here, which sentiment shall we use? We will use, no matter the season, I'm here for you. So I do have actually the entire month of September designed and made. We have a bunch of awesome classes coming up, so you'll want to get on my email list so you can get some advance notice. And again, I'm going to be working on updating that website, so you'll be able to see all of the upcoming classes. Okay, good, I got that straight. Okay, so now let's attach that. Let's flip that over, grab our dimensionals. Okay, that one's too big. We'll grab a little smaller one. Just tear these in half because we want to kind of straddle that ribbon. We don't want to put it over the ribbon, otherwise it's going to get all crooked and wobbly and it just won't lay nice. And put this one here. Let's attach that to the card. Put that right here. Just like that. So now those blue gems that I had here would go really nice, but I'm out of those on this sheet, so we'll just use some of the gray. Boy, these buggers really stick today. Put a large one. Again, you want to do an odd number. And we'll put that there. All right, and here is our last card. All right, so let me pull out all of the cards. So again, this class is $30. That includes shipping. Or you can get this class for free with an order of $35 in my store. So these are the cards that we made today. All right. So aren't these just the best? These are so cute. So you will get to make 2 of each of these cards. So you'll get to make a total of 8 cards. I hope you like that. I hope you enjoy it. Again, here is my link. lovebyhimdesigns.com is the website. Again, I'll have that updated hopefully today, if not today, tomorrow. If you'd like to order any product, Sherry Ozicki at stampinup.net and use this host code. When you use this host code, then I know you would like to get this class. All right, well, thank you all very much for joining me. I'm so glad you all were here. I pray that you all have a blessed rest of the day, and I will see you all here next week, and God bless. All right, bye-bye.